Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty intense, the end of the Bell solar system.
Yeah, it's a wild one. We're talking about an extinction level event, but the twist is it's driven by the system's own star.
Right, a star that's basically attacking its own planets.
Mm.
And then mixed into all that cosmic chaos, you've got this strange human movement chasing immortality.
Exactly. We've got sources covering, the crazy stellar physics, the collapse happening on the planets, this technological immortality cult that springs up.
And even some intervention from multi-species aliens. It's a lot to unpack.
It really is. So our mission today, essentially, is to sort of piece it all together. How does the star dying connect to this immortality cult, and how do they end up facing this impossible choice to survive?
Okay, let's dive in. Where do we start? The star, Bell, right?
You have to start with Bell. The background is just bizarre, astrophysically speaking. It wasn't just an old star, it was an exhausted red giant.
So, for listeners, a red giant phase is like the star's retirement home. It's run out of its main fuel, hydrogen, swells up, eats the inner planets.
Burns helium, yeah. It's heading towards the end, usually becoming a white dwarf eventually. Standard stuff, mostly.
But Bell didn't follow the standard path, that's the thing.
Not at all. That's the anomaly. Somehow, and the sources are a bit cagey on the exact how, this dying red giant got, well, rejuvenated, forced back into being a younger, hotter main sequence star, like our sun now.
Which sounds good, maybe. A second lease on life?
You'd think so, but it was fleeting. Apparently, this change was observed by these three huge planet-sized entities just hanging out in the outer system. We'll get back to them, I'm sure.
Okay, so a forced rejuvenation. That sounds inherently unstable.
And it was. Terribly unstable. A main sequence star should be the stable engine of a system, right? But because Bell was forced back unnaturally, it's now paying the price. It's erratic. Dangerous.
And how does that danger manifest? You mentioned a scream.
Yeah, the sources call it that. It's these massive gravitational fluctuations rippling out from the star. It's not just a sound, obviously.
No, the tangible force, right.
Across huge distances.
Exactly. Strong enough to literally tear down mountains, fracture planetary crusts. I mean, the immediate effect was the destruction of the moon orbiting Beltempest the Sixth.
And the casualties were enormous.
17 million dead across 3 different worlds just from that initial event. It was catastrophic.
Can we picture the scene on that moon? What happened there?
Well, the city there was already under immense tectonic stress from Bell's instability. It collapsed. People were trying to evacuate, refugees everywhere, Care Bears like Captain Bellies, Surgeon Major Conaway, they barely got out.
And the wreckage.
Colossal. About 25,000 tons of it eventually just broke free and plunged down into the atmosphere of the main planet, Beltempest the Sixth. Imagine seeing that coming down.
So, total chaos.
Yeah.
Physics gone mad. Planetary destruction, and amidst this, the human survivors are trying to cope.
Yeah.
This brings us to the two main perspectives, right? The Doctor and Sam. Yeah, the sources really set them up as contrasting approaches. You have the Doctor, who's all about the big picture, the physics, the systems.
That quote about the beach is so telling, isn't it? He doesn't see sand in waves.
No, he sees silicon, mica, quartz in powder form, assaulted continuously by liquid in a high-energy state. That's his mindset, pure analysis.
And that dictates how he acts. He's not focused on saving individuals necessarily.
Right, he's about fixing the system. He pulls off these incredible technical feats, like instantly rigging some salvaged engine to levitate that massive chunk of moon wreckage heading for Beltempest the Sixth, preventing an even bigger disaster. His solutions are, elegant, technical.
Then you have Sam, completely different focus.
Totally. She's boots on the ground, focused on the immediate human cost. Individual suffering, individual salvation. That's her priority.
Which often puts her right in the thick of danger.
Oh, absolutely. Like wading into a refugee riot just to save one injured kid, Danny. She really grounds the huge cosmic scale of the disaster in, personal human stories.
And it's through Sam, trying to help Danny, that we encounter the other major element, this immortality cult. The cult of the endless state.
Led by this figure, Eldred Saketh. He's fascinating. Originally, he believed the endless state was just death, the ultimate peace, letting go.
He even tried to achieve it, right? By jumping into lava.
Yeah, on Beltempest the Second. But the thing is, he didn't die. He survived something unsurvivable. And that experience completely flipped his philosophy. He came back with a new message.
Which wasn't about accepting death anymore.
Quite the opposite. It was about life everlasting, achieved through this ritual, this communion. Basically, followers consume wafers supposedly containing his flesh and blood.
Okay, hang on. Eating his flesh and blood, how literal are we talking here? Was it actually him or symbolic?
Well, the sources presented as a kind of technological sacrament. The effects were undeniably real, though, and that's what mattered to the followers.
What kind of effect?
Instantaneous, perfect healing, total immunity, vacuum, radiation, poisons. None of it could touch you. Sam sees it happen with Danny the kid is dying, receives this communion, and boom, instantly healed. Perfect health.
That's terrifyingly effective. It completely upends traditional ideas of faith and death.
Absolutely. And it causes this huge split in society. You have traditionalists, like Father Donati, who are horrified. He clings to the old belief. The real endless state only comes after death. He quotes scripture, "First shall there be freedom from the prison of life, then shall come the attainment of endlessness."
So it's this fundamental conflict. Embrace the natural cycle of death or use this new power to force unending life.
Exactly. And that conflict, that human refusal to let things die naturally, that turns out to be the key message the aliens are trying to send.
Ah, the Hoth. These are the giant ancient beings living in the gas giant's atmosphere.
Yeah, continent-sized, slow-moving ancient life forms. And their communication method is unique. It's purely empathetic. They project feelings, intense personal memories directly into your mind.
So Sam gets a message from them, but it's not like words or data. It's one of her own traumatic memories.
Right, a memory of a car accident from her past, where a father refused a life-saving blood transfusion for his daughter because of his beliefs. A refusal to intervene, leading to death.
That seems incredibly abstract. How did they connect that memory to the whole system dying and the immortality cult?
Well, it took some interpretation, combining maybe the doctor's analytical approach with Donati's philosophical understanding. They figured the Hoth weren't just sharing a random sad memory. The theme was the refusal.
The refusal of the blood transfusion mirroring the cult's refusal of death.
Sort of, but bigger. They deduced the Hoth were asking for help, desperately. Not for themselves, but for another entire species that was dying because of this human insistence on forcing life, on refusing the natural cycle. The Hoth saw the paradox. This forced immortality was actually causing the system's death throes.
Okay, so the miracle healing, the immortality. It wasn't divine intervention or Saketh's power, it was something else.
It was technology, sophisticated microlife, essentially micro-machines working within the host body.
Microlife, like tiny robots or a biological thing.
The sources describe it as complex, evolving, maybe techno-organic. It wasn't just passively healing people. It was active, evolving. And it saw its human hosts, Sam, Saketh, all the followers, as crucial parts of its own development, almost like incubators, or even perceive them as God.
Incubators for a new species, wow. And this new species needed something.
It needed energy. A colossal amount of energy to reach its final perfect evolutionary state, way more than the system could provide naturally.
And how was it planning to get that energy?
This is the terrifying part. Sam realizes it now that she's also hosting this microlife. The microlife's endgame, its evolutionary imperative, was to trigger the unstable star Bell to go supernova.
A supernova, the most violent explosion in the universe.
The ultimate energy release. It was the only event powerful enough to fuel the microlife's final transformation. Its destiny required the complete annihilation of the entire solar system.
My God. So the pursuit of endless life directly leads to demanding total extinction. The ultimate irony.
Exactly. And the stakes are laid bare. The doctor, who's momentarily out of commission, by the way, links psychically with one of those planet-sized entities, clarifies the choice.
And there's no easy way out, is there?
None at all. It's stark. Choice A, let the microlife fulfill its destiny, meaning Bell goes supernova, everyone and everything dies, but the new species is born. Choice B, stop the process, prevent the supernova, save the system, but kill the nascent alien species before it can fully form.
Save the many or save the one on a cosmic scale. How do they even begin to tackle that?
With a plan that is just, audacious, almost insane. They decide they have to try and thread the needle. Allow the alien fetus, the microlife collective, to reach maturity.
Which requires the supernova energy.
Right. But simultaneously, they have to somehow control the star's explosion, prevent it from actually destroying the system.
How is that even possible? Control a supernova.
They plan to use those gravity stabilizers. The powerful tech that Major Smoot wanted to use as weapons against the Hoth earlier.
Repurposing military tech for cosmic midwifery.
Basically, yeah. The idea is to harness the raw energy burst from the nova, give the microlife what it needs, but use the stabilizers to contain the destructive gravitational forces, to manage the explosion.
So not stop the explosion, but redirect it. reshape it.
And crucially, to guide the star's state after the energy release. The goal is to force Bell back into its previous state, an old, stable red giant. Dying, yes, but stable enough for the newly evolved microlife to survive in the system.
Provide the energy but stabilize the home. It's incredibly complex.
It required a catalyst, someone to deliver the device. And that fell to Eldred Saketh.
The man who couldn't die, now choosing the ultimate sacrifice.
He accepts it. He pilots the gravity compensator rig straight into the sun's photosphere, into the heart of the instability.
And the result?
Cosmic fireworks, but contained. The sun swells violently, then contracts. The sources call the resulting state ghost radiance. It's like the afterglow of the birth. The contained shockwave is still immense. It vaporizes the nearby fleet into component molecules, just showing the sheer power involved.
But the system holds.
The system holds. Bell settles back down into being a red giant, its second time entering that phase. And then those mysterious planet-sized masses.
Yeah.
The original 3, plus a new one, presumably the evolved microlife collective, they just quietly leave the system.
Wow. So life finds a way, but in a completely unexpected form.
And amidst all that cosmic drama, you get that final human moment. The doctor finds Captain Bellis.
Right. He gives her back her family photo.
Yeah, the crumpled photo she lost. It's described as healing her final regret. It's a reminder that even when you're manipulating suns and birthing alien species, those small personal connections still anchor everything.
He brings it back down to Earth, so to speak, even after saving his solar system.
Absolutely. So the big takeaway here. Immortality wasn't the prize. It was the problem. It was the symptom of this technological life form whose evolution demanded extinction.
And survival depended on this blend of high-level systems thinking from the Dr. and Sam's sort of fierce, empathetic commitment to letting this new life be born, even at enormous risk.
A truly bizarre collaboration born of catastrophe.
Which leaves us with that final thought, doesn't it? The source material ends with Bell as a red giant again. Dying slowly, again, the whole cycle might just repeat.
If stars can cycle through death and rejuvenation like this, if these planet-sized entities just observe and move on, can anything truly be endless? Is stability just a temporary phase in a much longer, stranger cosmic game?
Especially now with 4 of those entities watching, what does that imply for the future? Something definitely to think about.
Indeed, until next time.